Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's slow redemption in Afterbirth Plus. We won as Judas. Wow, what an accomplishment. Don't give me a Zazel. Yeah, I was like, come on, we gotta give the people what they want. What's that, G? Gotta give them up something. Heck yeah. X3C8CL2Z, City of Compton. We got Samson. Samson straight up might be like maybe my third or fourth favorite character to play as. That's actually, you know, better than it seems. Guess we'll just place a bomb here. I was kind of hoping he'd blow it up, but this is fine. Like, seriously, Samson is up there. I'd rather be Isaac, because Isaac has the D6, and I just, like, the D6 is a huge hill to climb if you don't have it as a character, because Isaac is always so much fun as a result of it. And then you've got Eden, who I am going to count for these purposes, even though they can't be random. And then maybe the Lost, and that's not just, like, posturing. I think the Lost is a very fun character to play now that it's statistically plausible you win the average run, or close to the average run, at least. But Samson is up there. Cool item, built in, with a neat mechanic that is pretty easy to, like, activate. As long as you can get over 5 cents pretty early on in a run, you've got a good chance of being able to take advantage of it. Plus, other items help out, too. Like, I don't know if Dull Razor actually helps out, but, you know, there's a lot of items that give you a benefit for being hit. Ed, like, years ago said that was one of his favorite archetypes for mechanics, and I think Samson is a character that exemplifies that, even more so than Eve. Hopefully we can find it plausible for us to do something akin to that works pretty well here, because right now we don't really have much of a shot. I mean, we haven't been hit yet. We have 1 cent. We need to get 4 more to even have a chance of getting an arcade. We'll probably, on an average room with like 10 poops, you probably get 1 or 2 pennies. So we got 3. It's actually well and above the Call of Duty. And with 4 extra poops here, I'd actually say we have a pretty good chance of getting to 5 cents, which did not seem likely mere moments ago. Sadly, none there, but that's okay. Even if we have to spend a bomb for a penny, that's fine. We still have our secret room, presumably somewhere. We can still teleport. Maybe that'll take us to a secret room, potentially. Sort of don't understand the usual usefulness. Nothing, huh? Of the teleporter in, you know, today's present economy. We're going to get rid of the teleporter either way to take the ability to fly here in just a second, so I wouldn't get too worried about it one way or the other. I mean, Headless Horseman, or rather the pony itself, is actually just a pretty good spacebar item, so I always find that this item gets underrated because there's passive items that do exactly the same thing. And to be fair, flying is extremely common. But that just means, you know, when we, / if we get the passive ability to fly, we'll be happy to get rid of this and pick up something a little bit more valuable. But for now, you know, I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds here. Plus, it's a speed upgrade, and, you know, we could actually use that. So it's realistic that we don't get a another penny. Now it is not. Now it is not realistic, because we've gotten that penny. And we should be as good as it gets for trying to get an arcade. You know what? There might be some unexplored design space there. We've got trinkets that give you an extra item room every floor of the womb. That's a cool trinket, one of the best in the game. What about a trinket that gives you a guaranteed arcade on every floor that you hold the trinket? I'm not saying that would be a top tier trinket. I think that probably stands a chance of being like a B- to C tier trinket, depending on the kind of run that you got going on, but you know, situationally could be amazing. And we did actually manage to finesse ourselves into an arcade here, which is awesome. So we should be able, like, IV bag, be darned right now. We don't care about that. We can live with the pony as long as we want. But I would like to get a V-bag. I'll settle for the temporary damage bonus. 2 hearts. 1.5 hearts. 1 heart. Half of a hearts. Okay. So we should be completely okay, but now we have 8 damage. I'll settle for the damage bonus just on this floor, but obviously, you know, I want more later in life, if possible. You know, we're young, we're agile right now. Once this run starts to get into middle age, we'll want some security. 1.5 hearts. I'm just trying to keep it in mind here. A compound fracture, great item. Slight range upgrade, but mostly it's the parasite effect. So we're at 1.5 hearts. 1.5 a heart. We're okay being here because we have at least 1 spirit heart, maybe 1.5 backing us up right now. We're up to 10 damage, which is presumably the maximum. And I'm kind of getting used to 10 damage. It's pretty sweet. We have no keys anyway, so... you know, let's not be idiots. Come through on that side instead. I'm kind of getting used to 10 damage. I wouldn't mind picking up the IV bag. Of course, earlier I said I don't want the IV bag, but that was before I realized that, you know, we're not going to get it. Back when anything could have happened, I was like, yeah, who cares? Now that we're facing the very real consequence of not getting that item, I'm like, no, you don't understand. I said who cares to seem aloof, even though I care a great deal. Either way, deal with the devil. We don't want to necessarily give up HP for garbage, because we do have a blood bag. Or sorry, we do have the incentive to play the blood bank. Polydactyly. It's giving us temperance. Interesting. So it's actually, like, sort of a tough call. Because Little Brim is probably the right choice. The shovel is not at all. But I'm going to choose to take nothing. And part of the reason for this is because I want to keep HP for the blood bank. But part of the reason for this, the other part of the reason I should say, is I want to see new angel rooms. You know, the Afterbirth Plus booster pack that came out purported to change angel rooms to make them better, and I've seen some like anecdotal posts from people that are like, angel rooms are way better now. There's new archetypes for them that are, just to be polite, more sensible than some of the earlier ones. We're at 1.5 hearts, I think. 1 heart. Half heart. So, we'll get a chance to see those, maybe. Hopefully, maybe. Come on. We got 0 luck. I can't believe we haven't picked up a lucky penny. No Skatol, please. No Skatol. He's got Skatol. All right. So we'll blow this one up. Half hearts. Okay. We're out of here. I still think that's fine. Actually, you know what? I'm going to blow it up again to try to look for a key. No key, but we're at like 2 hearts now, so that's pretty good. I would like to go to the shop, but life goes on. A lot of golden chests as well right off the bat here. Goodbye 10 damage. We hardly knew you. I'll see you in the next blood bank opportunity. But yeah, I want to give angel rooms a chance to actually be viable. I think that could be a really huge thing for the game. Because right now, the thing with Isaac, it's lovely. We're probably in the tail end of its, like, you know, huge popularity, you know, in the thousands at least, of people playing it on a daily basis for those dailies. And by the tail end could be like 5 years, but all I'm saying is there's nothing new on the horizon, so there's less, you know, business in than business out at this point. But part of that is because it's a little samey. You know, if you get a deal with the devil, we've gotten to the point where at least it seemed like the appropriate course of action is like, even if the deal with the devil sucks, unless your HP is in a dire spot, you always take the first one just to give yourself precedent. It's a cool strategy, but at the same time, it completely invalidates the use of angel rooms, largely because, you know, invalidating angel rooms was smart because half of the angel rooms were trash. Oftentimes, you can go a whole run with angel precedent, or angel waiting at least, and never get a good item. So, this is the story of a girl that cried a river and drowned the whole world, but it's also something that could be big for the game if the angel rooms turn out to be viable, because instead of taking a crap deal with the devil item when it shows up, not that either of those items that we had there were bad, obviously, but instead of taking, let's say we had, like, you know, Sister Maggie in there as a good example. If we had 3 HP in Sister Maggie with the Spirit Heart to back us up, we probably would have taken Sister Maggie just for the precedent, and we still might, but knowing that angel rooms have a little bit more potency now, a little bit more chance to actually, you know, aid you in your quest to win a run, might mean more varied runs as we see people not just taking like the token devil item to try to get the precedent there, which would be sick. You know, I love the concept of angel rooms. The idea that, you know, it opens up a whole new item pool that is restricted and barely seen. The problem is that they have tended thus far to not be very good. Consistently, at least. Not as consistently as they need to be. Okay, be careful here. Okay, yeah, I never break myself out of that dodge pattern. So I'm amazed that I managed to make it happen there. Wanted to get both. I am using bombs more for combat. Notice, like, I find myself in these runs a lot now, where I have base damage, like, 2 or 3 floors into the game. That's not the kiss of death, you know, you can still make that run work pretty easily, but, there's 2 down? Just 1 down there, okay. But one of the things we can do to kind of supplement our damage there is use bombs. So I kind of see bombs almost as, like, early game, like, mini get-out-of-jail-free cards. I haven't really adjusted my playstyle naturally too much. Like, I haven't naturalized, or what am I, internalized this, but it seems like I should, if I'm complaining about damage and I have like 20 bombs, start using 1 every other room or something. That bomb fell like exactly equal distance between those 2 mushrooms and we got nothing for it. Life goes on, but it just kind of hurt me deep in my soul that we were unrewarded for our basically extreme act of luck there. You know what? Let's try this quick. Okay, I mean, I'll tell you what. I will fight the boss. I didn't really want to because I wanted the pony to be active. Forsaken is, like, not a hard boss fight, but it could take a while if you're not doing a ton of damage. Kind of hard to hit with bombs as well, so... Well, except for those 2 that we managed to land perfectly. Alright, deal with the angel. I got no bombs, so... No key piece, but... Nope, nothing. That's actually fine. We don't expect to get one. We only had like a 30-something% chance, so no big deal. I do have to go to the shop, though. I'm like in dire need of a champion's belt or something. As much as I'm like pro the pony, man, the white pony is like better in every aspect except for its charge. The fact that you can actually glance off an enemy with the pony and not kill them is one thing. Also the fact that only enemies in your line of sight get hit. Not even line of sight, like literally the direct path you're taking. Alright, let's go. Champion belt, exactly what I asked for. It happens from time to time. Let's grab this. Let's also grab this. It's a stars card. I actually am quite fond of that. And hopefully we'll be able to use the stars card to get out of boss rush. On the last non-daily run, if you recall, I made it to boss rush with the stars card and then used the stars card on the emperor. Well, not the emperor, but on the boss room. And made myself feel like a bit of an idiot. So this is where redemption can happen. And so far, I don't think we've been bad on this run. I don't think we've performed badly, I guess I should say. And I'm actually going to use this not for boss rush. Because I was looking at my keys, and I was like, you know what? We're a little underpowered, and we only have 2 keys. We definitely want to go to the shop. We definitely want to go to the item room. Let's save ourselves 1 key right off the bat and hopefully power up a little bit. We didn't really. So, you know, Mongo Baby is just okay. It's a little help, though. I don't mean okay like Sister Maggie. Like, in concept, at least, it's better than Sister Maggie. But I don't know, does it just steal Sister Maggie's effect if Sister Maggie's the only familiar we have? If so, then it's kind of not that great. But anyway, the big prize on this floor is the arcade, we're hoping. And, you know, we've been stacking up and saving all these red hearts, tearing the tops off of cereal boxes, hoping to get that, you know, Little Orphan Annie prize pack, and hoping it's not just a crummy advertisement to drink our Ovaltine, you know what I mean? There's a metaphor that's sensible. Why are those flies so slow? Skatoll! That's right. I was gonna mention that when we went into an earlier room. It's like, the flies seem like they're moving so slowly. Skatoll has been in the game for 100 years. As long as, you know, Canada has been a sovereign nation, Skatoll's been in the game. Hive Mind is for later, you know? What was the other item in there? Let me go back. Deep Pockets. Deep Pockets is also sort of for later, so I don't know. I don't know if there's a right decision and a wrong decision yet. We'll have to see how the run goes. For right now, I'm feeling the heat of the run being a little on the slow side. And that's, I mean, with Samson, you got a lot of fail-safes when it comes to not getting good damage. You've got, obviously, Bloody Lust. Sorry, I was focusing on the dodge there. Obviously, you've got Bloody Lust, but then on top of Bloody Lust, you also have the thing that everybody has, which is Deal with the Devil potential, except for the Keeper, I guess, where, you know, it's a little riskier. But we rebuked Deals with the Devil, and then we said to ourselves, you know, Bloody Lust, we're going to try to make it work, but we're at the whim of the arcade actually showing up, which is... one day I should actually look up what the chance is for an arcade to show up if you came down with 5 cents. And maybe it does scale with the amount of money you bring down. I'm not sure. I doubt it, though. Anecdotally, I don't think I've noticed that. But there's a lot of things I haven't noticed about Isaac that turned out to be real mechanics. So, alright, this is Chariot for sure. Much less annoying room this way. We do have some things going for us, though. Like, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we have the ability to fly. It's a really, really important upgrade. And the ability to get to 6.69 damage as a result of just ambient hits that we take on a floor is very important. We could be playing Maggie right now, have half this speed, and then also be stuck on 3.5 damage, regardless of how many times we get hit. Okay, so we did get an angel room. Let's see what we get. I'm not sure if this is a new archetype, but it's a decent one, of course. Definitely take Guppy's head for now. And that's a great chest. And that's a great chest. Any chest that has a key in it is good in my book. It's pretty bad. I don't know if we actually want to fight the angel statue. I don't know if anything about the angel statue fighting has changed, but why not increase our odds of getting a deal with the angel to experiment more with the booster pack regardless, right? 12.5% chance. Normal or abnormal? I don't know. Guppy's head. I mean, we have hive mind, so Guppy's head is pretty useful, but I'm gonna stick with our speed and our flying right now. I actually think that statistically, like from an attribute standpoint, we're in a bad spot. Our base damage is not much improved, if any. Our HP is good, admittedly, but our speed is also base, I think. So I do feel like we're better off just going for basically raw attributes right now. Kind of a bummer. I want to go for some cool stuff, but, you know, hopefully we'll have a chance to get some cool stuff later. Sometimes you gotta study, and then you go out to party. That's what I've heard from my friends who are cool anyway. I've never heard of such a thing. Studying is a party for me, because when you're learning, everybody's invited, is all I'm saying. Curse of the Labyrinth. So boss rush, I actually, at this point, basically don't care. What I do care about is hitting up both of these item rooms, and, like, please God, at the shop as well, but please God, if you could snag me an arcade. Again, I'm gonna say it, it doesn't have to pay out with IV bag. It doesn't have to pay out at all. Of course, I would love it to, and it could save our run if it does, but don't let that pressure you, you know? You've got to make your own decision. You're autonomous. Even Blood Bag would be fine. If we get a speed upgrade, we're able to get rid of the pony more easily if something comes along that could sensibly replace it, but we're not quite in that moment yet. We don't quite have to worry about that yet. And then both item rooms. Both item rooms are, you know, of extreme value. This, you gotta go. Ah, it was extremely bad. But yes, they're of utmost importance right now. Our stats are bad. I'm still not totally sure that there wasn't like a clandestine update, not to my game, but to the game, that like changed the item balance, or not, maybe not balance, but like distribution or something like that, because it feels to me like over the past month or so, I've had some amazing runs, obviously, like amazingly lucky, but forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I feel like I've had more that were like just the same stats as basically our default starting stats by the time we got to this point of the game. We gotta check. It turns out we did not have to check. After opening 2 chests, I've decided we do not have to check in the least. You know what we will do, though? Use Dice Shard to reroll everything. And all of a sudden, we got our keys back. We got a black heart. We got an eternal heart. I'm going to take the eternal heart, because I basically will throw it away on an arcade in a heartbeat and not care at all. 1 HP is not likely to matter too much right now. And if we don't find an arcade, we don't have to backtrack. We're probably not doing boss rush anyway. We're way too slow. Mostly from a DPS standpoint. We don't have base damage, by the way. I was incorrect. We do have champion belt, which is a sizable damage increase. That is not meaningless. That black heart might actually prove to be the most important thing here. Like, keep our deal with the devil, or angel for that matter, chance pretty high. And then also, that means by the time we have exposed red hearts, we'll have 2 hits more of damage bonus from Bloody Lust, which just increases the odds that anything that could hit us is going to die in 1 hit instead. So, or 2 hits instead, for that matter. Don't need it yet, and my guess is we will probably have to backtrack. We could try to use the pony as like a fairly bad get-out-of-jail-free card, but I long for the ability to kill these rooms slightly faster than we're doing so right now. And the bombs could be helpful there. But we're due for, like, that was actually just terrible. We're due for, like, a special item. We're due for an Ipecac or something. Heck, at this point, I'd even take soy milk. I mean, I always do anyway. That hurt me deep in my soul. But I always take it anyway, but I feel like Compound Fracture is the kind of item that synergizes well with it. Just getting more tears on the screen, basically. I could also do with Lump of Coal. I'm just like, I apologize. It's kind of like a fallback form of commentary, but I really am searching for the tools that can help us out here because of the fact that situation's not dire yet, but it's dire some. I don't know if that's a real word. It contains some direness. We're not missing too many of the ingredients, but we're trying to make a soup with water instead of stock. You know, maybe we got the whole recipe right, except we didn't have any stock, so I just used water instead. You know, you compromise the whole flavor of the soup. As a result, it's not going to be enjoyable, as enjoyable at least. I will take it. You know what? If you're gonna force me down this road, I will gladly go down this road to put more shots on the screen. It also gives us AWAS? It is AWAS. It also gives us a version of Ouija board, so not necessarily amazing, but I'll take it. Looking for black hearts. Second secret room is a nice bonus, admittedly. Okay, and we have found black hearts. So this probably buys us at least another floor of being pretty bad, which is encouraging. World card. 2 of hearts. I'm just going to pop it and then hold Temperance in the tower. So there is no arcade. Let's go to the shop first. We'll see how things pan out if I don't accidentally pop this full health thing over here. Because to get IV bag would probably be worth it, but we don't have to necessarily lose the Eternal Heart is the thing, so. I think it's for the best to do this. Even at the loss of the Eternal Heart. I know we're not getting any damage bonus right now, but Blood Bag or IV Bag both have, like, great purpose for me right now. I'll accept either and be happy to have them, honestly. Lucky pennies. Money equals power somewhere. Like, just asking for the... I'm asking for the world, but... The coupon allows 6 weeks for delivery. So Invicta told me about the coupon. He said the coupon is very, very good. In fact, he said it was top tier. I don't know what it does, but it is a... Oh, dude, that's so good. It is a spacebar item. My assumption is that it creates an item from that pool. And as of, it said it allows 6 weeks for delivery, which is how long it took to get sent something you ordered on the internet or on television 100 years ago, and I would know because I was alive. So I'm thinking maybe when it's fully charged, it delivers something. Like it delivers us an item from the pool on which we prototyped it. You know what I mean? Like we used it on the shop. In 6 rooms, if we use it, we get an item from the shop. Well, I'm not going to be so brash as to suggest that we'll find out soon, because that may not be true. I may be in the dark about the actual function of this item for a year, but we'll at least get some clues soon. Oh, Polyphemus. I told you we were due for a special. I could feel it coming in the air tonight. 39 damage. Terrible rate of fire, but 39 damage. We have been to our shop, of course. I guess we'll fight the first boss. And really, if you're looking at this and you're like, why is he so happy he got Blood Bag? He traded HP to get HP. No, you don't understand. The HP is the secondary element here. We are now allowed... Allowed is a weird word for that. We are now able, and I know I see the battery charges, to take a spacebar item that's not the pony as a result of the fact that we have the speed necessary to not require the pony's speed to function here. What if I just... that was pretty bad. What if I just hit you with a... Yeah, okay. It seems like you will still get hit. Sometimes. If I can manage to land these right. So we don't really want to pay out here. Grab these two. Not great payouts there to begin with. Let's go to our secret room and see what happens here. So take very close note of what this item is. I have used it. Gotten nothing. What if I use it on the same room where I used it the first time? It's made these items free. Maybe it just makes all the items free in the room where you are? Maybe it makes a random item free in the room where you are? I don't know. In the room where you are the room you are. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Well, if it makes items free, maybe we'll have a chance to... I mean, the coupon making something free makes a lot of sense. Seems a little late for this to be useful, but maybe it works on deals with the devil as well. Although we're not necessarily guaranteed to get one. Might as well give it a shot here. Dude, Circle of Protection is actually killing it. The ambient damage from it, I've like never noticed as much as I've noticed it here. Probably because of Polyphemus. The reflected shots are doing fine as well. Okay, obviously we'll take the Polaroid. No deal with the devil. So what the heck do we do with the moon card then? Or sorry, with the coupon item. I actually do not know what the game plan is there. This run has felt a lot better, though. Not exempt from bad damage. Okay. You know what? Just building up the... More fodder for us to get some sweet Polyphemus damage, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, obviously not immune from bad damage. Preventable damage. Just gotta see if it does something here. It did not seem to. But... some redemption nonetheless. Plus, we're actually making half-decent use of the dunce cap. Not common. Not for me, at least. Gotta throw some curves on these shots to actually get them to land. Otherwise, we're using, you know, 2 Sister Maggies effectively to do all our damage for us. So that's moon cards, double secret rooms or something. I think I'm gonna neutralize that right now and just continue to go with Child's Heart in case we manage to get, you know, the perfect storm as Samson. So it does ambient damage on the same frequency as our tears, which is very slow right now, but the damage that it does is enormous. Come on. Come on. Don't think we really want Pulse Worm, because it doesn't do anything for us if we already have an enormous hitbox. I guess it could make the enormous hitbox even more enormous. In many ways, maybe it's actually better to use it when you already have an enormous hitbox because it works more, but... Either way, the fact that we're having that conversation means we should probably just stick with this trinket. This is gonna sound rich, but I do wish... Well, if we wanted it to sound rich, we should say, this is going to sound rich, but I really wish I could find a way to shoot my shots more straightly. But we have no grounds to complain, considering, you know, I took Dunce Cap. But Tractor Beam would basically be like getting 20-20 right now. Both of our shots would fire forward, or wherever we pointed, at least. Make it a little easier to hit this guy. It's a darn shame he doesn't have any weak points during that attack, because, I mean, I'm telling you, you can see it for yourself, but we'd be ending him. Gets like 12 Polyphemus shots deflected at him. I should have had him there. We've done it, and we have gotten a deal with the devil. And unfortunately, it has no items to buy, so we will never find out if this works on deals with the devil. Although, we did get a Joker card. Oh my Lanta. Lump of coal. He's done it. Okay, what do we get here? Magician, that can go. 2 of spades and the Joker card. Crack Jacks gives us a trinket. I think we're happier with Child's Heart. So I really would like to test this item out. I'm going to use the Joker card right away. Oh, and Isaac New Game dash exe has stopped working. Or Isaac dash ng dot exe has stopped working. So that's my bad. This is the problem is you try to use the item. Crashes the game. Like, that's what you get for trying to use the item. So if you'll just excuse me, I'm going to try to use the item here and come in here. And, okay, Isaac New Game.exe has stopped working. So we're going to load this bad boy up again. Load me up! And if you load me up, it never starts. Never starts. Never... Okay. Okay, so what's the game plan then? Well, I'd like to get the mark. You see, that's a good item is part of the issue here. What if I use this, and then we just wait it out, and then try to use the Joker card later, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not happy with the damage I'm taking. We should still win this run in spite of the error. Like, that's moving the goalposts if we start to say, like, oh, well, we could have won if the run hadn't screwed us, but I would like to have the mark ASAP. It's not insignificant. It's an important item. Whipworm almost makes sense here, but I think we have to go for HP now that we're in kind of a dire position from an HP standpoint. Had a pretty strong hunch that would be where the secret room is. Homing Tears would also be extremely useful. Not the greed fight. From a young greed perspective. Lucky pennies would be sweet. I can't believe we picked up so much money on this run. We have not gotten a single lucky penny. Just tried to use it again just to see. Well, we should get one more charge before we... Yeah, exactly. Before we go anyway. So grab this Joker card. Crashed. Okay, so I guess we just can't... we just can't take that deal with the devil, so it's like the biggest bummer of all time. It's okay. I'm not as tilted as you might think. I'm like a little tilted. But we also, you know, in exchange for the game crash, we get some value. Like, for example, That was pretty bad. But, for example, I don't have to go to the secret room to fight Greed anymore. There were no lucky pennies in there. I don't know when that's, like, confirmed for... when that stuff is controlled for, I should say, but... surely we got nothing to worry about. In that regard. Did we... I thought we reached a dead end up here. As a result, we don't have to go here in the first place, but... yeah, we did. But there's a battery charge. We could use that to accomplish something if the game doesn't crash. I'm just being petty. It's just kind of a little bit of an anemic Samson run here. Usually, I'm used to popping off. I don't want a better deal with the devil chance because the deal with the devil might crash our game. Especially considering all of the, well, both of the blood banks. All three of the blood banks we've been able to create or come across. That was really bad as well. I'm surprised that we were not able to get IV bag. This is womb 2 though, so there can't be an arcade down here, right? I so rarely look for an arcade this late in the game. I have an intelligence deficiency of whether or not we can actually get one by, like, natural occurrences down here. Well, at least we're getting 6 damage per hit. Red hearts are relatively big supply right now. 2 of spades. Starting to pop, okay. Joker card we can't even use, but hopefully we'll go down to the cathedral and that Joker card will prove useful. Hopefully we live long enough to make that happen. Now we got, again, we have no excuses is the thing. Despite maybe the run being compromised a little bit by our inability to pick up the mark, especially to pick it up potentially for free. I'd be happy to pay for it if I could just walk in without the game crashing, but don't forget that tinted rock up there. We still have the tools. It's not a great run, but Polyphemus makes it quite good. And we really don't have much of an excuse to mess it up, so stay strong. Get through this floor. Pop the Joker card on the next floor. I'm not gonna, even if we get a deal with the devil, I'm not gonna go to it on this floor. Because I've already seen that that has the potential to crash the game, so I don't want to lose all of my progress on this floor for a 4th time. What is this, Flint Hook? Whackity schmackity doo. Okay. Good stuff. No deal. Maybe that's the thing. It's like you don't deserve a deal with the devil, so it tried to manufacture one out of thin air, and then the game was like, this room doesn't exist. There's an error. Okay. They said the Joker was a wanted man. Obviously, we like this. Like, oh, you can only take 1. We only lost the mind, and life goes on. But is that a new Angel Room archetype? The double Angel Room? I'm not sure. Either way, very nice. That's Borat after he goes through, you know, American accent training. Very nice. This is my wife, Pamela. I originally hailed from Kazakhstan. Okay, so I think I've squandered like 1,000,000% my use of the coupon on this run. But if it really does give you free items when used, we got it a little late in the game to be super useful. We had 1 shop, no restock. We set it down, open up shop. Ayo. Oh, that's the Rough Riders roll. Yes. Please shoot at me. Enemies that shoot at me are my new best friends. Shoot at me and have your shots be deflected, please. If you could get range upgrades so you can actually hit yourselves with the deflections, that would be sweet too. We should get that. Please. Ooh, that was a little close. Okay, grab this. Dude, I am so ready for this run to be over. It's not that I'm not having a good time. Just, we have never crested. If we didn't have... Crap. If we didn't have, the, dunce cap, we might have crested. And by cresting, I just mean, like, oh my god. Reach a point where we're like, I'm good to go. If we hadn't taken dunce cap and we just had, like, normal shots, we might be at that point, although I'm somewhat skeptical of that even. And dunce cap I took for a reason. You know, I wanted double shots so that even if they didn't aim properly, at least we get the synergistic benefit of the compound fracture. You know, more compound fracture shots will exist, basically. Now, sadly, I think in this case, the juice probably isn't worth the squeeze. We're not doing enough damage off the compound fractures to justify the increased difficulty to hit an enemy. Which is kind of surprising, because we have, like, you know, nearly 30 damage. I got faith. We'll figure it out. This run has a chance to pop. We just need to get the keys. What is the key? Tractor beam is a key. An Emperor card is a key. Finding anything at all to do with our, coupon? That might be a key. Worth. Let's go. Okay. These are big moments for us. Just pop this right away. You want Isaac to hit himself as much as possible. You know, you got a lot of deflections that you can send in on him here. Circle of Protection is like the ultimate anti-Isaac item. I've never thought of it before. Try not to get hit by as many of those stupid shots. Does it deflect with his damage or my damage? I hope it's my damage. Do enemies even have a damage stat? They only do like half or full. Oh, one of them does. Well, I guess I should say they only do X or 2X. One of them doubles X, though. One of them doubles 2X. What am I talking about? I'm not articulating myself very well right now. They either do a full heart or a half heart, and then maybe they have like another double damage property that goes along with that. But only one enemy has full heart and double damage, and I don't respect that enemy, and I don't speak of him. Just thought I would give it a shot. Well, as long as we're doing weird stuff, sure. Let's take Guillotine, let's take Explosivo, and let's take Chocolate Milk. So we're in a weird situation where I do not actually want Explosivo shots to land very often. Because an Explosivo shot that lands is not going to do damage until it explodes. When it explodes, it should do a ridiculous amount of damage. And honestly, Polyphemus Chocolate Milk is a great combo. As you can see, we basically have piercing shots, because any shot that's been charged for, like, longer than a millisecond is going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. So it is quite offensively potent. I think this might have given us what we need. And of course, if we want to maximize Explosivo shots on a tanky enemy, like these guys, for example, that's where, like, rapid-fire Chocolate Milk comes in. I can't believe we have 0 luck. But I can believe that we're fighting Gluttony here, and exactly what I'm looking for right there. This gives us a lot of fuel with which to get those Bloody Lust bonuses, but this is a very strange run. I don't know if it necessarily made me super happy to have Dunce Cap. That item still remains kind of in the strange pile in my world. But I try to take it when it's sensible. Was it sensible here? Jury's out, I think is the polite way to put it. You know what? Sure, let's re-roll our synergy. Who cares, dude? Let's go. Reroll our vision, I should say. Yeah. Okay. Grab this. Up to 22 damage. I mean, actually, I think the Yum Heart is better than the coupon here. I think the coupon might be awesome, but it helps if you can actually use it. I find that most items are better if you can actually use them. Not all of them, I suppose. Trying to think. You know, if you're going for the Bob transformation, Bob's Rotten Head might be a good item to get but not use. I really don't care who I kill first, last, whatever here. We want red hearts to drop occasionally. Everything else is a bonus. When the shots hit, they pack a punch. What I mean to say is, the coconut gun shoots in spurts, and if they hit, they're gonna hurt. DK, Donkey Kong. That would be a great Algiz. All right, we can't step on that, or shouldn't step on that. That would be a great Algiz. It's a Dagaz. That's still pretty good. Bow, bow. Don't step on the creep! You stupid idiot. Okay, we got HP back. We got 37 damage. I don't know what finished the job there, but I'm happy to have been a part of it. I'm almost glad that didn't explode. It was looking like I was going to get caught in the effective area. It's what we in the business call an explosion. An EA. It's in the game. Oh. I think that was a compound fracture explosivo that split into a compound fracture explosivo. Come on, come on. Like a Von Bondi song. Come on, come on. Nothing. Oh! You're killing me, Smalls. What are we gonna do here? We got the win on our fingertips. We got no luck. We're getting no items. You're starving me of Zane. You starve me of Zane, and then you give me the dunce cap. You give me a little trickle of Zane. You write a little scientific paper about it. You get your doctorate. Thanks for the help. $1,000,000 cents, no freaking luck upgrades. Can't buy a new item to save my life. Just ask him for anything. I mean, we did get Polyphemus and Explosivo and Guillotine Chocolate Milk Lump of Coal. But I want more. It's not enough. There we go. There we go. Capricorn. 2 damage upgrade. But you know what? The other stats make it pop. I'm happy. Thank you so much for your support. Let's go. Get dusted, Blue Baby. So confident in the dusting. Popped a tower card. Oh, you are a cruel mistress. But I have to. I can't say no. I would say the odds of us dying are very high. I still sort of resent feeling pressured into going to the delirium floor, but I also respect that that pressure is largely a result of myself, not a result of the game mechanics. I just hate variable payouts on like which floor to go to, man. So it makes you feel like a little baby if you don't go to the hard floor because it's rare. Instead, I'm like, we might be screwed as a result of this. But I'm going to give it the old college try anyway, because I'd rather die than be called a baby, because my pride is very, very weak. It's important to me that any slight gets met with reckless behavior, even if it does border on being self-harm. Hey, get out of here. Stop this. I don't believe you can blow up doors. This is the worst. I don't believe you can blow up doors in Delirium. Doors in Delirium. It's Bombs Over Baghdad. It's an all-time classic Outcast track. Explosivo, I love you, but I wish you would stop doing that. Okay. So let's be an inspirational story for us and ergo the world and just beat Delirium. There is a chance this is Delirium, and honestly to that I say bring him on. I've never been scared of anything less in my life than a slow death to Delirium. Oh, it's Blast Assist. Honestly, lucky for Delirium this is Blast Assist because his days were numbered. IV bag. Give me IV bag. I want the damage bonus, and I want it for a long time. That's not IV bag, but damage upgrade, severe tears downgrade. Not that bad, maybe with chocolate milk, but the damage upgrade is not really worth it. If we're just stacking splos, I guess it doesn't care. That's my new version of, you know, if you're getting a bunch of Explosivo shots, you're stacking splos, bro. Something about it sounds dirty, and I think I like it. We are one closer to spun now, but no closer to one. As in one run, not the loneliest number that you ever knew. I know 2 can be just as bad as 1, okay? Don't get started on me with this Amy Man horse hockey. The adversary. Also not scared of you. Thanks for the spirit heart. We're basically trying to like add enough HP to our run that we can live at a maximum damage bonus for as long as is possible, and then we can just stack splos and we're good to go. Keyboard probably sounds like insufferable right now, but you know, that makes 2 of us. Nothing there. Delirium, okay. Had to happen. Why are there 2 Deliriums on the screen? Did you notice the double Delirium action there? So I think the right course of action is to stack splos. Everyone's like, please stop saying that, I'm sure. Charge up a shot when you can't see him, but when you can see him, get those Explosivo shots going, buddy. Honestly, at this point, the Circle of Protection is like way better as a damage blocker than as a damage dealer, and that's completely okay. If I recall, we do not have Nun's Habits, so don't think I have a case to, you know, take damage and then use Yumheart. I think our best course of action is going to be not taking damage and then being pleasantly surprised maybe later. Keep a move on here because, you know, Mom's Foot does a lot of damage. I think we've actually handled the first phase of this fight pretty well. We do have huge range here. And Lump of Coals, so yeah, we're, you know, not at a disadvantage by doing this, I think. And any shots that we can deflect when we get up there are very helpful as well. But it's not going to be a short Delirium fight. Let's, you know, leave it at that. So why am I not using Yumheart right now? It seems to me that the best option for us would be to use Yumheart to get a second round of permanent Polaroid invincibility. So I'm going to try to use it when we fall down to a half heart. I don't think we have any lifesteal that can mess that up. I hope we don't have any lifesteal that can mess that up. This guy's the worst, dude. Okay, that's where we want to deal our damage, right here. Our Explosivo shots all got popped out of the queue. But still, I think this is going pretty well. We're about halfway done here. We haven't taken a lot of what I would consider to be stupid damage. Maybe they've eased up on the Delirium nonsense. Maybe not. Thing is, it's just like takes so long to do any damage to Delirium. Like, you're hitting them non-stop. It doesn't feel like the health bar is changing at all. Obviously, over time, it does. I walked into a spider. That's 100% my bad. As far as I'm concerned, Skolex Delirium is not hittable. Anybody who says otherwise has a burden of proof on them. So I'm basically just walking around trying to dodge shots while tapping the up arrow key as fast as I can. That's my new strategy here. And it actually seems to be working okay. Although most phases of Delirium don't seem to last long enough to get dinged by the Explosivo shots too many times. Told you, this guy's not hittable. That seems like a great way for us to deal damage, is the Ragman heads. Other things worth noting, I don't think Permanent Polaroid Invincibility buys us much usefulness except for the invincibility. I don't think we're going to be able to... I mean, I know we have Guillotine, but that's not going to do too much to Delirium, I think. Oh my god, I walked on creep. You might say, NL, is your hand getting tired? You might not say that, but you should, because yes, you are correct. My hand is starting to get quite sore. With Fanny Pack, if we could get another half red heart, I would be extremely pleased. Wouldn't turn up my nose at getting the full red heart, although it would be worse from a permanent Polaroid invincibility standpoint. What is this? It's earthquake time, dude. We probably have fallen a little bit more behind on our damage given versus damage taken recently, but we basically just have to use it right away. I think we've remained competitive on this Delirium fight, and that's all we really could have asked for. I walked right into that. In my defense, it's kind of a lot of stuff going on this fight. But we have taken some preventable damage, to be sure. No Isaacs, please. The beams are not plausible, but I'll... Ah! It was the wrong run to fight Delirium, probably, but for now, thanks for watching. That was like 56 minutes. I wouldn't say torture, but we're a little bit behind the 8-ball. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We'll be back with another one very soon. See you then.